Hello and welcome all. I'm your not-so-humble Dungeon Master TJ, and this is Dice of Ages, presenting CrestVahllen, the Argent Flame, episode 55, Jukes and Jobs. Without further ado, let's get into the recap of the previous episode. A loud, disturbing clatter fills the stacks as Conk drops a wealth of volumes and slabs, giving Zemdek cover as he reduces the size of the hidden metal tome, snapping it from its mooring, damaging and freeing it in the process. Boots quickly ushers the text to Trisheni before heading back to the quarry's qualm to meet up with Eleazar and Log. The party's wizard gets to work copying a plethora of data, leaving small cartoon notes betwixt select pages, praising the glory of Poopty. Cole meets with the headmaster Tiamir Siv, an elderly member of the Order of the Open Hoof, who passes off a secret note to him. Back at the Whispered Wall, Log struggles to absorb the odd skin tome, resorting to swallowing it in a bizarre conventional style. Soon after, Log is inundated with a font of forbidden knowledge about the dream realm, rituals, and devouring worlds, blowing his mind. Downstairs, the gang is spreading the word about supposed stoneworm accolades, attempting to influence public opinion. Next steps are discussed in the Sky Lounge before Eleazar scopes out a new staging area for the party at the Bone and Brine, just in case the troop is under surveillance or being followed. The Silver Dragonborn has a meeting at the Hunter and Mercenary Tavern with a young dwarven man named Kyron Stoneworm, previously Kyron Karag, who requests help in locating a purple worm, for a price. Welcome back to CrestVahllen.
You get to make me the villain.
Welcome back. This is Dice of Ages, presenting CrestVahllen, Argent Flame, yada yada yada. Last we left off, Eleazar found another place, the Bone and Brine, and was talking to an individual who claimed to be Kyron Stoneworm of the Stoneworm clan, wanting to reclaim and reinstitute the old birthright of taking down a purple worm to, gain power or, reassert themselves as a member of Stoneworm, as is their namesake. And then I believe we left off with the information being spread and Cole wanting to do a thing at the bar that you guys were leaving, correct?
Yep. Mm-hmm. So after a little bit of us doing our gossip spreading around and everything like that, so we've kind of spread it for a little bit. I would like to get up and give a speech, to them. Playing my lute a little bit just to kind of get people's attention, though, beforehand.
You do the full costs a toin to you Witcher type of thing, where you play a couple chords and start plucking a little bit, and people start being like, rather than rousing between each other, they start to pay attention and sip a little bit more quietly.
Actually, you know what? If I'm if I'm doing this, since I would like to, if I know one, a dwarven song of like clan loyalty or something like that, since I do speak Dwarvish.
Yeah, sure. You're looking for like just an old folk tune, like an old Dwarvish folk tune.
I'm talking about loyalty to those that you're with and those that have protected you and serve you.
Like an old, like kind of Dwarvish Gaelic tune that it talks about the wind upon the mountain and how though the mountain is made of stone and rock and iron and metals, and is one of the most fearsome geographical homes or features. It is still the wind through its ever persistence and never ending draft that withers and grinds down the mountain ever so slowly, and the wind is never ending. So eventually, if it were to be a battle between the wind and the mountain, the wind would win. So it's kind of like, it's not necessarily a shanty, but more of an old folk tune, kind of giving testament and respect to the wind blowing across the mountain.
So I've got a question there, TJ.
Sure.
Why aren't you making him sing the song?
Because I don't know the song.
Because one, that, and as we specifically, I believe Kevin himself said at the beginning of this session, he plays a bard because it embodies things that...
Yeah, I do not have, like, when I sing, I do not find the right notes, or if I do, it's in a very specific way.
I can help you with that. I'm a music teacher. If you're tone deaf, I can help you with it. Yes. So although a lot of the underground peoples don't experience wind in its purest form upon the atmosphere, they do experience it through like the drafts that get put through their ventilations that they make throughout their thing. So it is although something that they don't experience very often, if at all, it is still something that they respect. So it is a tone that is. It actually works really well for you because you as a human singing this song as though, hey, you don't see this very often, you don't experience this very often, but I recognize this is also something that you respect because you understand that it still gives life and blood and love to the way you want to live. So it's like, it's something that everyone can relate to because everyone needs to breathe.
Yeah. Perfect.
There you go.
The song ends, I wait a couple of seconds, and I'll still kind of like, I'll be doing that just playing a song.
You have a captive audience, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just playing a little tune as I speak kind of thing. People of Steercrag, did you hear today of the victory of Stoneworm? While Vogel spoke lies of immobility of grief, a purple worm attacked the gathering, the first in 100 years seen in Steercrag. Large and great were the tremors and the purple worm it brought. Lo, the worm burst forth and the gathering fled. Yet those that were there speak of Vogel's champion faltering in his attack. Yet from the crowd strode a champion, short of stature and bearded. And this champion, with a great cry of Stoneworm, smote the worm with a single blow. And the worm fled and was banished from the city, leaving not a trace behind. And yet the champion, rather than bask in adoration, strode away quietly, with not a care for praise. The worm stands!
The worm stands!
The worm stands! And people start to like get up and like clack their drinks together. Go ahead and roll a performance check for me for that. I'll say at advantage because that was pretty dope.
Nice. 27.
27?
Hell yeah.
You're kidding me.
He's a bard. Of course he has great score on that.
It helps when you
That's
roll a
like-
17 and a 19 too.
Yeah.
But literally your bread and butter. Yeah.
It's kind of why we keep you around.
Cole knows what he brings to the table, and it's not much.
Wait, what?
It is healing, actually.
From our cleric. Hi, buddy.
That is true. Cole is the main healer of the group. All he's got is healing word, too. He doesn't have a whole lot to his repertoire.
Hey, that's,
The Song of Rest, that helps.
Song
that
of
helps
Rest.
a lot, man.
Proficient in medicine.
Technically, you have like 4 people who can heal, but
That's a technicality.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Exactly.
give you a DM inspiration for that because that was pretty damn good.
Thank
and
you.
You got a
Hey.
27.
Good berry.
Yeah, you get this. People are. I mean, everyone here has a little bit of drink in there. Everyone's in here a little bit in their cups. So the type of thing you already have roused them with the song, and then you rouse them with the tale, and you primed and readied them to be impressionable and open to suggestible. So you've got them in the palm of their hand. They're eating at the palm of your hand. Yeah, you've got them. They're like, yeah, stoneworm. Sure, I wasn't sure before, but I guess stoneworm now. It's like people who don't do any research for the election, and they just say like, which one's most plucky, and they just pick that one. Yeah, it's kind of what you're getting here, but you've got them in the palm of your hand. Are you intending to, from what I've gathered here, are you intending to kind of like slip out? Or?
The last thing I say is, to Stoneworm, Go forth, spread the news of their success. Spread the news that Stoneworm stands. The worm stands! And then while everybody's going nuts, I will try and sneak out.
You got it. Go ahead and roll stealth check at advantage.
Fuck yeah. 21.
Great. Good. I don't know why I say it's pit. It seems to be... Should be fine. What the deal is. 21. Yeah, you just... You're gone.
Okay. So I'm going to be headed back to get in touch with everyone, let them know what's going on.
Sure. It doesn't take you long. Again, for the sake of time, unless you guys had really anything else you wanted to do, Eleazar comes, retrieves you.
So let's go upstairs.
Say brings you back to the Bone and Brine, because you guys are
You go upstairs, we jump out the window,
jump out the window. Yeah, everybody just roll a stealth check for me real quick, because this is the inn that is known for people eavesdropping and keeping an eye on others. So 11.
Disadvantage 8.
Gotta
Why
get
is
new
yours a
armor.
disadvantage?
because of his armor.
I could put on my stealthy armor if I really wanted to.
You want to take an extra hour or so?
Well, I mean, you had an hour or so. When we
Go!
got downstairs.
What'd you get?
12.
16.
Conk got a 15. I got an 8.
Trishani might save us with a nat 20 or so.
Yeah. I want to see what she gets. Noelle.
Sorry, a 10. I got a 10.
10. A 10. Okay.
A little better.
My bonus is higher than I
Here's
thought.
what happens. You open the window. Cole, you stealth out there. No big deal. Because you already did your stealth check. You kind of stealth out the front door while the other was like, stealth out. Nobody really notices you leaving anyway, so they don't really care. The rest of you attempt to go out the third-story window. Log, you got, what, 12?
11.
11? Who got the highest?
I got a 16.
You got a 16. So Eleazar, even though his bulk and armor kind of like does one of these like acrobatic moves where he just kind of like scuba dive backward, falls outside of the window, and he just lands with his ankles, just like very like Zelda, like on the ground. Totally fine, no big deal. Heavy armor master, armor doesn't really add weight to you, so you're totally fine. It was quite the fall, though. The rest of you,
Do I have to roll for
Clank, plunk.
Argus goes next and tries to do the same thing, but doesn't take into account that he's much shorter than Eleazar. So rather than being like, rather than being like an elegant fall backward, you get like your shield caught in the windowsill, and it causes you to go take a mad tailspin. You go, and you're just like shit as you fall backwards down through the air. Your forehead hits a balcony on the second floor, as you just it's just like shoot at the end, creating the most loud racket. The next person that looks down, Log, you look down and you see somebody opening the door from the balcony, looking out, being
I
like,
pull my shield up so it's just a mirror.
looking out, being like, dear, did somebody knock on the door outside? Like, close the door, we're getting a draft. Like, but I swear there was close the door. Come back inside, dear. Come back to bed. Like, oh, well, if you say so. And then they close the door and they go back inside. Log, just tell me what you do.
Well, so do I have to roll for Moonchild?
I rolled for Conk because it's an obvious.
He's huge.
Stealth wise,
He's going out the window. He got a 15. So Conk goes right after you, Argus. And rather than go backwards because he realized, like, okay, that's not a good idea, he puts his foot on the windowsill and just kind of like does like a little bunny hop and just falls straight and falls just like
Monkeys down.
oh right, he can just do that. Well, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, he just like quietly climbs down and be like, why didn't y'all do this? He can't talk. So Log, I think you're next. Just give me something to work with.
I'm gonna kind of look, and I'm gonna try and like dive out, do like the tuck and roll as part of my landing.
Yeah. Okay, great. So you
do, like, a stunt
you try to
roll.
do like the stunt dive out, not touching any of the windowsill, and just like run towards the windowsill and just like torpedo move your body, and so that you just dive out and then tuck and roll. However, your cloak, that doesn't look like a cloak right now because you're illusioned into something like so you forget that it's there, gets caught on one of the loose pieces of wood on the windowsill. So like you dive out and then go and then so the tension's enough to like choke you a bit and like pull your momentum back, but not enough for it to snap and you keep going. So you go ass over tea kettle until you belly flop onto the ground.
Oh my god!
I need Argus. Argus and Log, you both take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you just wipe the fuck out onto the ground. This is a good moment. This is a pretty good one. What we're talking about, like
We need to find out what
649.
Noel's role is.
we do. I hope there wasn't an accident upstairs. You got.
I am Batman. I grab my cloak and I jump out the window.
You jump out the window. You're like, these guys are stupid. I'm smart. I'm way smarter than these guys. You grab your cloak and you jump out, and your
See my shield,
cloak
like,
does.
the sun reflect off it.
You're like, and you like let go of your cloak, so you just. And your terminal velocity isn't as bad as the rest of these people because your mass isn't that great, and you're like surface tension. So you just. He's like, as you fall through the air. Conk does like
Try to
catch you.
Yeah.
He does catch you, so you don't take any damage as he does. But if he wasn't down there already, you would have absolutely got a face full of gravel. It's honey. It's pretty much everything that goes on. So
The people below us
the
definitely.
people
know.
like at that one point, like a couple of people stop. There's like 4 or 5 people that are just stopping and waiting and like pulling jerky from their pockets and just watching
Enjoying the show.
because they think it's street art now. They think it's like a street. They think it's a street performance, and then people are jumping out of this building for entertainment, and they've just decided that like, oh, okay, cool. So it's like one of those New York street performance things where people just start to gather and be like, okay, cool, and they just start to watch you guys keep wiping the fuck out of this building.
Pretty funny. Uh-oh.
17.
17. Machete straight up backwards.
Machete?
Nutrition.
We didn't make this deal. We didn't make the deal. You have to stay at the beginning of the fucking session.
I have to say it. Okay.
Yeah, you do.
All right,
Yeah, we
all
talked
right.
about this. I specifically said.
Uh-oh.
But you
Alright.
He's
you
gonna
straight
hold
up
you
like
to it.
swan dive backwards, and then do like I don't want to say triple sow cow, but do like 360 and then 720 degree, and then just land. Perfect.
Sticks the landing.
Stick the landing, and then people you see
I take a little bow.
start clapping on the street after
While
seeing the
your
rest of
buddies
you
around
wipe
you
out.
all spread.
That grand finale was really good. Did you see that?
Give a bow and walk off quickly.
Exactly.
Limp off quickly. Yeah, you're okay. Great, and the rest of you you make your way to the Bone and Brine.
I do want to make sure that on our way to the Bone and Brine, we take a different route just to make sure that we're not being followed.
Okay, yes. The Urban Bounty Hunter is able to do that. Go ahead and roll me a survival check real quick to see how well you can hide your tracks. You could also do this as a stealth check, depending on what it is you'd like to do.
Stealth.
Okay. You have disadvantage on stealth because of your armor?
No,
No.
because he's an armor.
I only got a 5 anyway.
Heavy Armor Master does that?
I thought it
think
did.
it does.
Right?
What's that?
The armor,
it
you
does.
don't
No,
have
I think you're right.
disadvantage, or
No, I don't have a disadvantage because I'm a great.
The heavy armor master, I don't think negates stealth. The stealth.
No.
let's double check.
I think there were certain situations where I allowed it to happen because it was
It would
circum-
say next to stealth. If there's a little D next to it, then that would be.
Yeah, there's a little D next to it, and D Beyond is right. But
feats are page 173, I think.
Just
see here.
your strength score and
I'm sorry, 165.
the reduced by 3. You still have disadvantage if your armor gives you disadvantage.
Gotcha.
yeah, he's right.
Yeah, I don't think it's affected stealth. I think there were certain situations where I let that slide because it was kind of circumstantial and it kind of worked that way. But this one, not so. Well, you're trying to just stop your. Is just roll whatever you want to roll. Just tell me what it is.
I rolled a 5 anyway, so
Okay.
it doesn't matter.
So
not gonna be great.
Such a shitty deal.
You,
Actually,
your group, not you, but your group, quite attracted quite a bit of attention, which doesn't seem it's hard, it's a little bit difficult for you to kind of lose that attention and lose the tail. You don't necessarily have a tail, but just like lose that attention. You are a colorful group passing through, but again, this is a colorful town. It's just not. It's not your best trounce through an urban center. There are times where Argus is like, "Wait up!" as he's like limping, making a lot of noise. He's like, "I've got little legs,"
and one of them hurts.
yeah. Got little legs. He's screaming behind you.
I go slower than everyone.
So like all the people, pretty much all the people that fell out are like complaining about like slow down, it hurts, and like them yelling ahead is causing you to like be like, we're just getting to the point where we weren't attracting attention. Shut the fuck up, and it just doesn't work
That's
that well.
fine.
But you make your way to the Bone and Brine. You do easily enough take a different route. How effective that route may be, you don't know.
That's fine. And then I just tell them that there's some things we need to talk about. I've already got a room, so we should probably get upstairs and discuss those before we make any other moves.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay, you guys make it to the Bone and Brine. You get a nod from the bartender, who just kind of looks at you and says, "Third door on your left.
Thank you.
Leave it the way you found it, please."
Absolutely.
You guys all head up. It is a smaller room than what you were used to. It is like this. This is a tavern, not an inn. There are a couple rooms here for like storage and the people that work here, and possibly maybe some family guests or family that comes. Everyone's like, you pretty much have the guest room in a house. Of which like the first floor is the business, and you're staying in the guest room of like their home pretty much.
Okay.
But I mean, we can all still sleep there, right?
Yes,
It's
you can all
not-
like. There's enough room for you to. There's not enough beds for all of you, but yes, you can all lay on the floor if you want to pull out your
Yeah.
bedrolls. Yeah, there's plenty of room for that.
Cool.
It's like if you showed up at your like family's house with a bunch of your friends.
Right.
Yeah, it's like about the size of this room. If you wanted to sleep on the floor, you
Oh,
guys would be fine.
that's plenty of room.
Yeah.
We're good.
Can Pernua stay behind? And since we found the entrance to the back looky-loo hallway, could she spy on our room from there?
So you are asking her as you guys are sneaking out to be like, "Hey, stay here. Keep an eye on the people that want to keep an eye on us
you
who possibly
Go back behind the spy holes and sort of spy on the room overnight, just to make sure
I
nobody
suppose.
comes in.
Where should I meet up with you?
We'll be
when?
back in the
We'll
morning.
be back in the morning.
Back to the quarry's home in the morning.
Yes. We just, for safety reasons, don't want to sleep here.
All right. I'll stay here alone.
Oh,
Yeah, we are being dicks to Pernua right now.
It's all right.
you
I'm used
sure?
to it.
I mean,
Honestly, it's been a while since I've had time to be alone with my thoughts.
okay. As long as you're fine with that. I mean,
I'm okay.
okay.
I've had much worse.
I can leave you a mimic. It'll keep you company.
I'm good, thanks.
Okay.
Hey, you can sleep
don't think-
diagonal on the queen size beds, you know?
I don't
the right
see-
side. Right, but you know, okay, so you can lay down and like just think on the
Right.
diagonally.
I'm
instead
going
of-
to
Okay.
just post up
Outside?
between the walls
Okay.
and just. I don't get tired.
Just remember you put the pepper stuff on there, so, you know.
Doesn't affect me as much, but
Yeah,
yes,
just
of course.
don't catch yourself
No,
with
no
that.
extra raccoon eyes though. You don't want to.
That was funny.
That was funny, yeah.
Fast forward to you being where you guys are. You guys head up. There's plenty of room here. There is no lock on the door. But that is to be expected. This is somebody else's home. You are in somebody else's home.
Cog staying in front of it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a pretty good.
There's a doorstop.
So he stands in front of the door, and the door opens into the hallway. So
I can always cast
You can have
Guardian of the Faith just right in the doorway.
He holds onto the doorknob.
comes
the
in,
whole
brings you
time.
breakfast. You just get sliced and
Only
cut
if it's
down.
hostile.
He just stands there and holds the doorknob the whole time.
Yeah, he just he just holds the door closed. Perfect. I love that. Yeah, sure, he does that. Great. The evening is yours.
So, real quick, before we get started, as far as the feel for what's going on, it seems to be really neutral. I can't quite get a feel for exactly what's going on, but what I can tell you, and the word around the street is that the Mortanic in the
Mortanic.
the Mortanic in the Herak,
Yeah. Think of like hair, ek, and Mortanic. Yeah.
you
Sorry.
just make up some hard words. No. They
You
have been
do it. See how hard it is.
they have been talking to a lot of the smaller clans in the area, and it sounds like they're forming an agreement with them so that they can use numbers to be a lot more of a force. So just we need to pay attention to what's going on there.
well,
That's also something that you actually heard from the
Yeah.
Yeah.
the faction, the local faction. Remember?
Yep.
Okay. So they're not out of the ruling yet, anyway. Like, or out of the running. You know?
Right.
So.
So let's just keep our eyes open.
well, I gave a pretty good speech tonight after we'd been spreading some rumors. May change the feelings for Stoneworm around town after this. Told him to go forth and tell the story too. So
Nice. Okay. It's
kept
a
it
start.
kept
yeah.
it short and sweet. I didn't even mention the cloak in the story. Short and bearded. That's what the champion was.
I mean, that's literally like 75% of this town, right? So, you
It's
know.
all about blending in.
Right.
I
Wanted to be a
made a
mystery.
big point about the fact that he got rid of the worm with a single blow, and that he shouted "Stoneworm,"
I mean,
and that he didn't stay for praise or anything like that afterwards as well.
it's good. It's very good.
And so, question: Does the name is it Chiron?
Karen.
Karen?
Yeah.
Karen?
Kyron.
Sharon.
Chiron
Chiron?
Stoneworm?
Chiron Stoneworm?
Yeah.
Chiron.
R-O-N.
R-O-N.
Yeah, I got
Chiron.
it. Does that name sound familiar at all to anyone?
No.
Okay, because I ran across him here, just downstairs,
Okay.
and he says that he is here to reclaim his birthright and that he wants to hire us to kill a purple worm.
Okay. And you said he was Stoneworm?
That's what he claims. He also went by Chiron Kasich.
Carrig.
Carrick.
Okay.
Oh, Kerrig, like Lieutenant Kerrig,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
and
Captain
Warden
Kerrig.
Captain Kerrig. Too.
Seems like there's a lot of Garrigs.
I mean,
I mean, if he really is a stoneworm, why is he doing it and not
Argus,
helping.
roll a history check for me.
You must not be trained in it.
I am trained in 16.
16. Kedig is a common clan name for goes given to the clanless. Kedig is just that, is a common clan name given to the clanless, and is often given to bastards or orphans as well as a last name or a clan name, and often those that come from that can either earn some space in another clan if they want to, or just remain as Carrig. You remember that Captain Carrig was the warden back at. Although it's more difficult because you don't have the clan relations to gain a standing of official standing and status, it doesn't make it impossible as proved by the warden of Karadim. So it's kind of a catch-all for those that don't really have a clan to go to, or that weren't really born into a clan. They can change, of course, along the span of your life, but
I mean, Carrick usually for the people who are clanless, who weren't born with a clan. Do you know why he's claiming Stormborn?
I have no idea, but what I did do, maybe we could find out some more information, is I took a deposit of 10 platinum.
Eleazar's glowing.
Lots of money.
For us to assist him
Where
in
did
killing.
you got all this money from?
You know what? I have no idea, but that doesn't matter to me as long as we can get some of that money.
I mean, as long as he's still Stoneworm, right? I mean, that's our intentions overall. Yeah. So
And he wanted to slay a
Yeah.
worm.
Yep.
Did you send
Easy
the
peasy.
stoneworm yet? Like while we were downstairs, or?
I don't believe so.
not
What
yet.
do we even want to tell him?
I mean,
Just thinking.
I know you were mentioning you wanted to tell him something,
Could
but
tell
like
him, I know, but I don't know exactly what. I mean,
like the fact that like
hey, we did this. Ha ha ha. Like what?
I know it's not like I feel like it's a very short message. Yeah.
The problem is, he knows it happened. I'm sure
Fuck
he's
you,
got
pay me.
this.
I mean, it's
For the most part.
well. What he knows is that something happened there, and then they broke it up as a purple worm was attacking.
I mean, you could just tell, like, and you're talking about the leader, right? Not
Yeah.
the lieutenant. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you could at least just say like hats off, or like something like, hey, that was because of us, you know, that kind of thing. Like, just at least take a little credit or something. I don't know if that's worthwhile or not for the type of magic that you need to expend for it, though.
I mean,
The worm was never real. We didn't endanger anyone.
Yeah. Like,
I don't know.
but we still saved people? I don't...
I saw a few people get trampled, so
better than...
A whole riot's worth of casualties.
or do we try to mention a little bit what the fact that they had these insects?
Yeah.
Or the fact that it was staged completely, yeah? He was like...
We expected that. Did we tell him that we thought it was mostly fake?
Staged and faked, but I feel like the fact that they were going to, you know, basically actually harm other people, or the infrastructure of the city with, you know, the insects harming the worms, that might be something new,
We don't know
right?
that.
Yeah,
We
that's
don't know
about
their
knowledge,
plans.
that part.
I can only speculate.
The only thing that we know is that some idiot released the insects under the stage.
Well, it wasn't just under the stage, it was multiple spots.
No one else
Plan
released
was
it.
to release poisonous bugs.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Have we figured out what those actually do yet?
Nope. They're
Still
still.
alive in there?
Yep.
You checked on them?
I've been checking on them.
Thank
And he's
you
been
for
given them
doing
air.
Okay.
that. So maybe that's a late night study sometime.
I don't know what to tell him apart from.
Ah, that was us.
Right.
We. I can't really say we stopped the riot because we started the riot.
We started a smaller
We
riot.
mitigated injuries and put it in favor of Stoneworm saving the day instead of Vogel? Maybe?
We proved how cowardice Vogel was.
Yeah.
By stopping their own machinations. Like,
Sorry, so
We stopped
skipped
Vogel's attack on
the whole purple worm thing. Like, do we actually help this guy? Kill the purple worm?
Well, we took his money. That's part of a deal. We should honor the deal.
It's just a deposit.
No, we didn't take his money. Eleazar did.
That I did.
Well, here's the thing. Eleazar, are you going to go kill the purple worm whether we're with you or not?
Well, of course not, but we can go find out exactly what's going on. He acted as if he was
Maybe you should discover...
really scared,
Maybe-
but I don't know if that was an act. That could have been a complete act. You just never know.
The current head of Stoneworm doesn't have an heir.
Maybe we should see if this person's actually a member of Stoneworm in good standing, too.
that's fair.
To be clear, the Stoneworm clan is not just the Lord of the Lords.
Right.
We know.
Logger and Storm. Like the Stoneworm clan is still a bunch of other people that are throughout the city. But yes, they do not currently have a clear and present heir apparent.
And speaking of
Yeah, so you
Logren,
can kind of-
Stoneworm,
Appoint someone in his clan if he wants to, as his heir.
Possibly,
and
Your clansman,
like as part of his
Chiron-
like last will and testament. Possibly,
Your clansman Chiron
Or
hired us
I
to help
addict
him
to
slay a worm.
this.
right?
Was there
Or
any
unless the Stoneworm clan want to fight amongst themselves for the right to be an heir, like that kind
Right.
of thing
was,
too.
was there any contract shared yet with this Chiron person?
no, I just took a deposit just to secure our services if we decided to do it. But I did tell him I had to speak to you guys first. So
Okay.
I didn't lie to him. I said I need to speak to you guys first, but I wasn't going to let him waste our time.
If he's in good standing, that could be a big deal for Stoneworm, too.
He's going by caring, and then, I don't know what standing he would technically have.
If he's at least a member of the clan and not just using it to try and make a claim.
It sounds like he heard that where he was born was actually Stoneworm, and that's what he's just going off of.
So maybe we make it part of the deal. Like, regardless of your name, it's Stoneworm, and specifically, you were being sent by the Lord himself. Yeah.
Maybe we have
Maybe
found
something like
our
that?
champion that we haven't been describing.
Right. So, I think we just need to be
Or
careful.
you are the champions of
The world.
this individual. You want to be like, go fight the thing. What?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, maybe we turn this Chiron into our figurehead. They were the one that was at the rally who
Ah,
Well, we need to be careful too because
that issue
Lord,
in the name of Stoneworm. Yeah.
I mean, because the Lord's been
Gotta
seen
make him look like Zemdak.
walking around almost like he's canvassing the area as well, and he's had a guard with him.
Well, you know he was after Ember.
Yeah.
yeah.
And based on what Ermgrim did to that Vogel champion or fighter, I don't blame him for having around all those guards.
But I
There's
don't
only
blame.
so many ways that you can have that type of wound. So it's pretty obvious.
That's
sure
if
it's pretty obvious to
Vogel
know
let
that-
them know that that's what happened.
who showed up next was his guards.
Who says his cards are loyal to him? That's one of the things he told us. We don't know what information he
He sent
has.
the contingency, so I'm sure they probably told him what the guy looked, the type of wound. I mean, it's all speculation.
Right.
But what do we tell this guy? We don't really trust him.
So why don't we go and talk to him tomorrow? See if we can figure out something.
It's
Because he
fair.
also doesn't want us to be associated with him yet.
He did promise us a boon, though.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily mean money.
Well, can you ask the Stoneworm guy if he knows this Carrot guy? Find out if he's in good standing that way.
That's not a bad idea. Tack that onto your message instead of just like, "Sup, that was us," you know, like, you're like, "Hey, have you heard of?"
Alright. What do you think we want to do?
Did you like our work today?
Well, let's start here.
Let's play a game.
I know that for sure. Chiron. Chiron.
Yo, Demetrius.
I don't know why. Hey, man. Hey, I don't know why. Chiron. I should
I
know
feel like
that.
it's like
Chiron. Chiron.
Just has the CH.
Very
Yeah.
sounds very much like a certain somebody who guides a boat down the River Styx.
Exactly.
That's Chiron.
I said sounds like.
So he's going to meet us here around dinner time
Tomorrow
So-
or okay, cool.
tomorrow. Well,
Okay.
yeah, yep, tomorrow. Okay. So we know that's in place for sure. So what's our move before we meet with him?
I think meeting.
I've got a
with-
class to go to.
I do
Right.
too.
And I have to work on some scrolls so I get some more paper. It's gonna be great.
You did say.
While you guys are doing that.
You did say around this time tomorrow. So
We got almost all day.
I think because the master class is much earlier.
Yep.
You got hours.
Yeah. I mean, so the three of us are occupied, but you guys, you three are three, yeah?
I might
He
sleep-
likes you too.
Yeah, but I also kind of want to go chase down the amulet.
Yeah.
So many
fine
moving
with-
parts in this arc. Guys, there's so many moving
We
parts
keep
in this arc.
we keep dispersing on.
I know,
you
and then you
too.
get distracted. You're like, "Ooh, shiny," and then you follow this thing, and you're like, "Oh wait, okay,
Also
so this
shiny.
thing." Also,
Oh wait,
shiny.
wait, the old shiny.
All I had to do was put it somewhere that's looking to hire you to kill a worm, and then you're like, "We should do that now."
Well, we need money.
Yeah.
That too.
Well, and like we said, either riding or killing a worm would be be a big feather in Stoneworm's cap too.
But are we causing internal turmoil with Stoneworm by killing a worm of another Stoneworm to try to take over?
Well, no, that's why we want to make sure that he's on board with us doing that.
So yeah, maybe that's a
I
good
did not
question.
hear from Pinjack today.
Yeah.
No?
Wasn't that like yesterday that we dropped him off?
Do you want to contact your brother
Last
in
night, so
some way to make sure he's okay?
that's something I should check on tomorrow at some point.
Okay.
Maybe he was at the thing today and saw
We can
everything.
always, if we have any left over, I can send him a message.
One day I'm not too worried. He probably has things that he needs to take care of. Or that the group needs from him, but I am starting to worry.
Gloves is a little suspicious.
Just a smidge.
What is it?
Gray gloves, silver, baby.
Gray glove, silver vein. I'm gonna play that character in a different campaign. I'm Gray Glove, Silver Vein, and I'll be your end.
Should be a one shot for sure.
Definitely sounds like a one-shot character.
No, I'm gonna make it a fucking level 20 character.
Are you going to play it as Pimjack posing as Grey Gloves?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, I give up. My name's Pinjack. What do you want from me?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean.
I have to play as a bard at some point. I really do. I just have to live out my life. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anyway,
You do play as a bard all the time.
Okay. So, what are you guys doing?
Going to sleep.
Guys
Well-
going to sleep?
Good night.
Well,
I have messages to send.
yeah, maybe. Okay.
Okay. Hit me with your best shot.
Oh.
Fire away.
I want to message Ermgrim.
Hey, Grim Grim.
messaging Grimmy.
One of these days. One of these days.
We're going to give something a nickname.
You're going to make fun of my NPCs just one too many times.
Ah, that was my trap card. You gave me a bad nickname.
The NPC.
You
turns
triggered
in-
my trap card!
The NPC turns into an ancient red dragon that just murders us all.
That was
I
the
am grim when I'm grim.
Ermgrim is secretly a member of the Conclave, sent here to kill you all.
that was the secret code phrase for my curse. I am free.
Like, you've awoken the sleeper agent. Okay.
All right.
Do you need a moment to write these down?
Do
Then
I write
collect
them
your
or
thoughts?
do I go.
Do you want to collect your thoughts? Or do you want to just... You want to just...
hope you got out okay. How do I get in contact with Emily? I don't know the rights. Burn it all to hell.
Perfect.
Exactly 25 words. Well done. I can't believe we got that together. Okay. Burn it all to hell or burn it all down?
Hell.
Burn to hell. Like the hells. I understand.
Same difference.
Bitch is like, time different. What are we talking about? Great.
You say ashes.
So
Yeah.
I was so
We're all
focused on counting those words, I didn't pay attention to what those words were. Can you
Hope
repeat
you got
it?
out
I'll
safe.
take, yeah, you
How do I get in
should.
touch with the amulet?
Okay.
I don't know
Did
the
you get
rights.
out okay?
And fuck it. Is
Fuck it
basically-
all.
Got it.
Yeah.
I don't know the rights because he was invoking the rights. And I didn't even tell him that. Too bad he doesn't have a message.
Right, you can just like, a
Too
little
bad you
bit.
can't do this.
Because
You hear back after a moment, like right before you're about to like give up and be like, okay, he's not responding. He's like, rob me again of what is my right, and you won't be in my way. However, I can take care of myself. This does not concern any of you. And I don't want it to.
That didn't answer the question. No.
Seek seek the cold flame.
Well, that wasn't very helpful.
I mean, Kenton chose this character to be a part of a cryptic, illegal god. If he wanted stuff to be straightforward, he should have chosen something else.
let's be more clear. I want to be a cleric of the light. You said there's Kosuth and Palor. I said, okay, I'll go with Palor. You go, no, that was no fun. You're going to go with Kosuth.
Did I really say that? No, I did not.
So the
I'm
truth comes out,
paraphrasing in the
TJ.
way that you kind of let it.
You're like, oh, you could go with Palor, but you know, Kosuth's gonna be super
No, it's
fun.
more like, let me explain Kosuth
No,
to
I
you.
did not. Well, right, because I think, yeah, I think that's what it really turned out
I'm
to.
just...
I don't think Argent.
Dare you call me out of my own fucking game?
Because it's more fun. I mean, Kosuth is way more fun.
It is way more fun, yeah. Rather than just being Palor, it's just like, oh yes, Godfather, my son, do the thing. You did such a good job. Yes. Man.
Well, or you could be one of the tan.
There's one interpretation where
tanning
like
bros.
Palor is just like a beach dude, be like, yeah, man.
We met
waves
those guys.
and- Yeah, they're great. I
We
love
met
them.
those guys outside of the
Yeah.
Temple of Palor.
Okay.
I remember.
I want your guys' input on what to send to the leader of the Stoneworm,
Okay.
if we're going to at all.
I almost feel like we should just go see him first thing in the morning before the master class kind of thing. Everybody.
Where did you put the smoldering ember?
I was, like, running out the door at that time, so...
Yeah, I know. I just want to know, as your character, where would you have put the smoldering ember?
In your dead hand.
Just
I was running out the door at the time,
Yeah.
as always.
I'd want to put it somewhere where I can make sure it stays lit. Is it been shrinking at all? Is it just constantly that?
You look at it.
Yeah.
First, tell me where you kept it. Because I can't tell you what it looks like now until I know where you put it.
Problem is, I don't have many places to put things. I have a bag, and that's about it.
Did you use your prison pocket?
That would burn real bad.
I thought you liked that.
Or would it?
I mean, you like fire enough.
I mean, there has to be like a I would give
I would
you one of
assume
my flasks
I
or
would
something
put
to
it-
toss it into
Yeah, but
if you
is
needed.
that too? I don't know how big it was.
Yeah. How big is it?
It's enough to fit, like, it's the palm of your hand.
It was just a. I don't remember
It's
exactly.
like it's a shard of charcoal that is like a constantly burning ember.
Do I
like a
have any
smoldering
place that I would be able to put it close to my hammer? Because I would probably if I could try to figure that out. Because
Do you want to like put it in one of your belt pouches that kind of like hangs where your hammer hangs?
sure, because I'd want that. To me, that's they're all
Okay,
interconnected
cool.
with Goku.
So, okay, so that's where it's been stayed this time. You pull it out. It is exactly as it was given to you, and it is still cool to the touch. Yet, also exuding like some sort of like heat, like the ambient heat you still feel on your body, but it actually coming in contact, it's still cool to the touch, and it is still smoldering.
Is there any writing or anything in it or any symbol on it?
No, it's just a shard of charcoal that it is that is part smoldering ember around the edges and stuff.
It's like a cold flame.
So the heat that is exuding from it is as if it was like, a smoldering ember piece of
Yeah.
charcoal.
And it's cold.
But to touch, no, it doesn't burn you. It just
does it
feels
feel
like a
my
dormant.
hammer?
How so?
Because then my hammer doesn't get hot.
Like for your touch,
Yeah.
kind of like it's the same phenomena of having something that's glowing hot, but when you touch it, you don't get burned by it. But still, like you can feel the heat coming off of it.
What color is it? Is it
Just a piece of black charcoal with smoldering orange and yellow and
Okay.
red and.
I want to make sure it wasn't like blue in some way to represent him as like a part of his.
Just a piece, like imagine you had a piece of like wood charcoal,
Yeah.
put it in the fire, let it get all red, and part of it stayed black, and you picked it up. But it hasn't like deteriorated at all. Hasn't no ash has come off of it. It's still smoldering and glowing.
He said, I'm assuming you told us what he said in the.
Yeah.
He said,
It's more like he's very unhelpful.
yeah, like, I mean, like, you think he'd help a brother out? I don't know. It's,
He's super I mean, I didn't even stand in his way. I tried to get everyone else out of his way, and he's still being a little jackass.
I know, and I feel bad standing, like, stopping him, but I understand now, so I won't stop him. But anyway, like, you just have to be looking for the cold flame? Like,
I guess seek the cold flame is all he said.
Eliezer's right here.
Exactly. I was like, that's super helpful.
I mean, I guess, could you try talking to your god? Or your...
I could, absolutely.
But how would that?
I don't
He just found out about that. How would that affect his getting in contact with Emily?
No, but maybe, like, you, I don't know, you seeking out the cold flame versus...
He could not even be helping me at all. He could just be a little wimpy jackass that ran away.
I mean, he doesn't even have sunbeam. All right. I guess, do you want to just see if we come across
So
cold flame, or do you want to send them
Not to
follow-up
like
message?
retaliate in defense of my NPCs. It's so hard. Not to
You're
be like,
right.
actually.
I mean, do you want to send them a follow-up message to, like, clarify, or just...
I mean, he felt very much like, leave me alone.
Cool.
So,
All right, yeah.
it took him a very long time to respond. So I don't think he would be very happy for the follow-up message.
That's fair. All right.
Seek the gold flame's not very helpful, though. I mean,
No.
seems kind of fair to be like, hey, you know, that was a sucky response.
All right,
Hey.
like,
That was dumb. Can you help?
Can you
ooh, what if you tell him, like, hey, we'll keep an eye out for that Vogel fuck, and then, you know, let him know that next time we see him?
If only you had locate creature, you could find him yourself.
Maybe not that far, because you want him to tell him how to
ahead.
get to the blue flame. But
ahead.
it's super tempting to tell him
See how
that.
that works out for you.
See how that
Yeah.
works out. See what happens. See who has a phase blade in their chest next.
But yeah,
Plasma
maybe we
blade.
can say that. Like, it's
If
leverage
only-
for you to learn a little bit more
You
about
are
where to
really
find that.
trolling him. It is
It's
awful.
just, you know,
It's fun.
he knows way
You're just
more
this
than
big
I do.
regenerative creature that just keeps like attacking him. What the fuck, man?
He knows way more than I do about my religion and about all of that. So, you know.
Oh, so you're making fun of him for the things that he doesn't know
yes,
that you
I'm,
do?
I'm compensating, is what's going on.
I mean, you guys were having flame measures earlier. That's all. It's just, I get
Flame
it.
measuring contest.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, if you have the follow-up,
Hey,
magical
be sure to
stamina.
open with your belief.
I have some stuck on my. Oh no!
You got it.
I had a boogie.
Perils
like a
of facial
fuzz.
hair.
Demetrius is like,
So we're not sending you asking about stuff. So we want to do it in
But
person.
Well,
you know, I'm sure you don't want that to be on live.
I'm just
so.
thinking through it. If
all for
it,
you.
what he said earlier, he said that it would be kind of odd for us to go back immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it is better just to send to him and just say
That's why we
like,
were gonna. That's why
We were supposed to send it with his lieutenant, and we kind of just
Well,
get down on
it
that.
didn't seem like a good idea to hang out there over the body that had just been stabbed by the
True, it might
deep
look
warm-
a little bad.
by the had been stabbed by a blue flaming blade that they were also searching for.
then we explain that, yeah.
Now we
And
knew why they were searching for it.
Well, we do, yeah, but
No, I agree. I was
Yeah.
not saying stick around.
yeah,
yeah,
Unless you want to go on a fun hunt for the random guy that left, I could find creature and try to go find him.
midnight prowl. Here we go. But no, I mean it makes sense. Then we could that could be part of the message being like, hey, sorry we didn't give it to your lieutenant, but these were the circumstances.
we dealt with and managed to make it not that bad. Poison bugs.
We made Vogel look cowardice.
Made Vogel look cowardice. Made Stoneworm look like hero, or something. That's way more
made
words than
Vogel
25.
look noun.
Noun?
Made Vogel look noun.
Shut up. I know. I
bugged
know.
Me. That just bugged me.
Yeah, I know. I was like, technically, it should be cowardly. Just throwing that out there. That's
An adjective or an adverb. is probably
Stop
Sometimes
poison bugs.
the grammar dove in my ear was telling me.
something. The grammar dove.
It hurts my ear too.
Stop
But-
Vogel's poison bug plan made them look like
Foolish.
Something like that.
And ask about the rich fucker.
Kyron.
You know,
Yeah.
Kyron Stone.
Are you okay with us doing something with him?
Kyron,
Something like that, right? Because like,
can we go hunting with Kyron?
would hunting with Chiron be advantageous to you?
You know, you're adding a lot of big
That's
words.
why I was like,
But it's
In a
only
sending
word.
message.
it's
Still one word.
still one
It's
word.
A
Good.
lot of big words.
Advantageous.
it's not 25 syllables, it's 25 words.
I know. I do have to still edit myself down sometimes. Right. But still advantageous versus good.
It puts out the exact same point in what we're trying to say. But it is more fun.
Tomato. Okay. Yeah.
Kyron Stoneworm
You're right.
hired us to hunt worm.
Is this okay?
Yeah. You good with it? Like, just. Is it good? Okay to take the deal. I don't know. You phrase it. That's always why it takes me so long to write scrolls. I'm always very verbose.
Have to self-edit
What is
yourself.
it that you're sending?
I don't know yet.
God, it takes you fucking half an hour to make a goddamn sending
That's because
message.
everyone's just shouting out stuff and no one's,
To the
scribing or writing down.
All right,
what
all
we
right.
should
What are
say.
you sending?
So Shinny, it's always easy though to write it like non-fancy, and then when you edit it, make it fancy.
But I write...
You know, first draft versus second draft.
Right, but I just think fancy, I guess. I don't know, like...
I think fancy.
But yeah, you're right. Being
trash
concise
candy.
is... Yeah, a second draft. It's easier to cut things out, for sure.
But it's like this version of Drugan versus this version of Drugan. Like,
But which one's better to read?
don't know. I can't read this one yet.
Are we just telling him that we made Vogel look cowardly and Stoneworm like heroes, and can we hunt purple worms with Kyra and Stoneworm?
Yeah.
Is it
that's-
okay?
I'm gonna
that's
start
the goal.
putting a minute cap on how long you're allowed to think about your
Hey,
sending
I
messages.
mean, like-
Well, no, we're actually talking this out. Like,
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I guess.
Maybe that's what our reward is for the.
he said a boon to be named later by us.
Well, yeah, but like,
No, he just said
what the
boon.
fuck does that
He
mean?
didn't say- He didn't say what it was.
Usually means a gift or things that... I explain what the definition of boon is to you. I don't give you anything more than
You
just
can
literally...
explain the meaning of a boon to Log.
Log, we might be able to ask for like a lot of money.
Alright. Holly cast sending. We made Vogel look cowardly and Stoneworm heroes. Can we hunt purple worms with Kyron, Stoneworm? Next steps?
That could work. It's very concise.
pretty good.
That 25.
It's less than...
Okay, perfect.
Oh, you should probably, because he's probably not used to this, let them know
The
that
worm
he can
stands.
respond.
25 word response.
Please respond. 2 words right there.
Please respond 25 words. 4 words total, then, yeah? Especially if... Yeah.
So you're the ones that summoned the worm? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do, because that's part of sending message.
No, he's talking about Kyron.
Oh, Kyron? Gotcha. Sorry. I'm so, yeah.
Come find me when you have time.
Alright, he wants us to go talk to him. He has no clue who Kyron is.
Cool. All right. Sorry.
And he thinks you summoned an actual worm.
He does think that we summoned a purple worm, but I'd rather have him think that we have that power.
Because that's the word. Everybody thinks it. Every single person that was there thought it was real.
Except for us.
Not a single person other than those that were in your party that casted the spell and were told that it's not real.
Or,
Well,
or that
and-
bull,
Or the harnessed dude
Yeah.
that doesn't know it's real.
Well, and by the time
No,
his
he
people
doesn't know
got there,
it's unreal.
the worm was gone, so all they have is the word of the crowd.
But yeah, no, the harness guy would know.
Also, it is a little odd. The
There's no
ground
ground.
is just
Right.
chill and
Right.
it's totally fine.
There's not an
That's
actual
part of the
tunnel
reason
there.
I added leaving no trace behind to my story.
I mean,
We are great at cleanup.
Yes.
look at all the work we did, guys.
Argent playing magic cleanup crew. Make the,
Magic cleanup crew. All right, what else are you guys doing tonight?
Going to sleep.
Nothing. All right, you going to sleep? Here we go.
I'll work
Don't make me
on
cast sending
PP
on Shade.
for the rest
Can
of my
work
time.
on some PP.
Excellent.
Yeah, you work the
Prepare
PP.
some spells.
Can I?
Some balls.
Yay.
You want to work some balls? All right. Do you
Together.
still have spells you need to transcribe? Scrolls.
Yeah, but I have no paper or not enough for it. So that's why I'm doing the work tomorrow for it.
God.
Does she ever not have scrolls to transcribe?
We got spellcasting with this, right?
It's the never-ending story of a wizard. Ooh, there's a new spell.
Right.
Ooh, there's a new spell.
This
Yeah,
would
it's
be
been
fun.
a while. Yeah, it's a D20 plus your spellcasting modifier.
So 13.
So D20 plus charisma modifier for you.
Yes.
13. What was- what did you get?
22. He just was like, oh, all right, use your spell casting modifier. Like, just. I don't know why it was so funny.
It's like he forgot that he had his glasses on.
Yeah.
I'm like the only one that thinks that's funny.
I was.
It's okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
We could go hunt someone down. I'm gonna get rid
All
of
right,
it.
you got 13. That is a marginal success. You got a 20-something?
22.
22?
Because it's the same as.
How many
yeah, your
successes do you
modifier.
have?
I have 7. I am double checking where I had that written down, but I do remember that I had 7.
Yeah, we haven't had an actual good fight in a while. I wouldn't mind going after a worm.
The big ass bugs that came out of the walls wasn't a good fight.
Yeah.
I missed most of that fight.
Whose fault was that?
You had mentioned
Good.
the note.
Oh yeah, no, I had given that to. I would say that I
wanna
gave
give
that.
that? Okay.
Yeah, I'd given that to him while he was up in that room.
While she's
we were
figuring that out.
downstairs.
The note on it, the piece of vellum that has primordial on it. It's just a small phrase, just a single phrase, and I'm trying to remember exactly which one that I gave you. So give me one moment.
She said Peter be with you though. She said you told me Peter be with you.
Okay. I'm sure if I showed them my book, that would be interesting.
Maybe.
Or Peter book.
Today's villains are yesterday's heroes.
It says today's villains are yesterday's heroes. Who gave you this and why?
That was Timur Siv,
Tiamir Siv.
the head mistress of the.
She's a
battle
master.
college.
Give her a
Headmaster.
title.
Gotta be a master.
Headmaster of the Cath War College.
Yeah. And
You know you're digging into Drugan, so she's basically saying Drugan's an enemy now.
yeah.
Just surmising based on what we're doing,
I-
and what she said.
I had a little suspicion of that. Trellius,
I mean,
all that Trellius stuff right after we found with what we were dealing with. I mean, in finding this book, it wasn't like the thought didn't cross my mind.
I mean, Drugan wouldn't still be around, though.
I mean, there's magic in this world.
He was a dwarf, yes?
I mean, even the elves aren't around anymore from that time.
There's a lot of ways that you can bring someone back.
That is true. His those ones that were at my parents' place and your family's place didn't look like the one we were talking with.
Well, you also take the fact that we have something in our bag, and however long we take to revive that person, they could, come back centuries later. There's
That
a
is
lot
true.
of ways with magic. Time is
So more necromancy
wibbly wobbly.
is what you're thinking.
I mean, necromancy is necromancy. There's a lot of sides to that. I use necromancy to revive you guys.
I'm not saying bad, I'm just saying
You figure something out?
I found where I reorganized it to, and I'm very pleased that I wasn't making Shut up.
It took you. You were looking for it this whole time. What did you find?
I had 7 successes previously.
You get 2 more successes
Okay.
because you got over 20.
All right. I'm assuming I need 10 for a 3rd level spell.
You'll never know. Well, you
reroll.
eventually will know.
You won't know until you get there.
You'll never know until you eventually will.
Right.
Until you do. You won't know until you do.
I mean,
Okay. So,
Guys, I'm tired. We've been talking too much. Can I go to sleep now?
since when do you not want to talk?
When he's tired.
When he's bored.
It's true.
it's
we're
like
not-
so indignant about it.
I mean, you two do need to be fully up to snuff for the masterclass tomorrow. What time are we heading over to that again? Like noonish?
She said after her nap, so I'm going to just claim that she had her nap because I don't know that she knows when her nap was.
That's fair. Yeah, based on.
You're gonna just gaslight her into saying you had your nap already.
Just go wake her up from her nap.
Oh my god.
Just go bang on the door. You're done with your nap, right?
Hey, Calinicius, how was your nap?
Oh my god, that's a Euclid. What? Oh, well, I guess it was good.
We're back for that master class you said you took to.
All right, so I guess we can sleep in a little bit.
I mean, we asked her when her nap was, and she didn't know, so...
He did say for us to come see him. Do we want to try
Oh.
and get that done early in the morning before people see us go there?
Oh, sure. I just want to make sure I wake up with you guys, you know, so because I'm going to be working on those scrolls while you guys are doing the master class, basically in the other room.
Plus, we have to go back to the other place in the morning too, where we left Bernua.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're just leave for now.
No, I was gonna go back and get her.
So yes, we are going to bed.
Okay, you guys bed down for the night.
Oh, before we bed down, I do what I've been doing the last few times, and I cast, oh god, what's it called again? Intellect Fortress on Log before we go to bed, so that way he doesn't burn down the fucking inn while we're asleep.
That's the hope, at least. That's advantage, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Guardian of the Faith, just because.
success.
The last 8 hours.
Right.
It's my sleeping guardian.
Okay.
I'll have used my Arcane Recovery and cast Mage Armor before going to bed, not changing into my jammies tonight, because, you know, can't dance in my jammies.
You got it. Are you going to sleep?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody goes to sleep. Yay.
Conk's holding the doorknob.
Gog's holding the doorknob. You didn't set up the dome.
Not inside the building. That
22.
would be bad. That might cause structural
22? Shut the fuck up.
Well, I rolled a 19, because he gave me advantage. I rolled a 19 and a 10.
Okay, 22. God damn it. Okay. I wanted to give you something like weird because stuff happened, but okay. I'm gonna have to give you something exposition then. Okay, so you find yourself floating in this dream space. You find yourself floating in this dream space, and it's not like the astral sea where there's stars everywhere. No, it's like this inky purple kind of like liquid, like fluidic space. And you find yourself drifting among it, and you are almost like you're fighting. You get this. The observation of your surroundings is of you flying, but the feeling that you're feeling is that of you being like a sensory deprivation tank of you floating, almost as if the atmosphere of like a planetoid would be made of a mostly liquid and or of like very very dense gases, and you are like floating and skidding off of the top of said atmosphere. So you're kind of getting that like feeling of floating, but also feeling like you're flying. You look down and you see moving about the atmosphere of whatever this world is are large shell-like nautiloid things with like tentacles sticking out of them, moving across. Upon them built what seems to be some sort of like docking or like mooring mechanics, as though they are like ships and airships to be moved throughout. You can't tell what, but there appears to be like tiny humanoids among them moving about this atmosphere. You look down and you see that they are all floating above, and there are like mountains that stick up, that these purple, and they're not like quite mountains, but they look to be like tumorous masses of massive, just huge, like purple like tumors that just kind of undulate and move. Because at first they look like mountain ranges, but they're not. They're like these big, just scars of tumors. And you see what looks like a sea or like water that just kind of like fjording and just flanking these mountain ranges of tumors. And you find yourself for the first time, rather than down there, among it, floating above it, entirely outside of it. Usually like the air when you're in this area is like heavy, it's thick, it's like the humidity is super thick, it's sticky, and you're like and it just feels super thick. Here it's like you feel free, a part of it a little bit more, almost like you have choice. Which way do you go? Do you go away from this or towards it?
I'll go away from it.
You go away from it. You find yourself among... First, you passed a veil of bright light that's that's kind of like a flash. And then you almost as if it's one of those spinning lights that has a bunch of different images, so that the light goes and it makes it look like it's a moving image. I forget what it's like, a lithograph, kind of like a spinning lithograph. It's like, it feels like that as you're passing through veil after veil, as you pass away and far and agone, and you find yourself finally piercing this almost rubber-like fluidic, as you kind of get squirt out like a pimple into space, into what looks like kind of like an astral sea, like stars around you, and you look behind you as to where you came from, and you just see more space, as though it was like invisible or not three-dimensional, four-dimensional, something that defies physical explanation that you came out of. And you find yourself floating in a sea of stars. And you look beyond, and you see in the distance a ship of sails. What it looks like, the sails themselves shimmering and brimming in the light of a nearby star, catching its solar wind and moving along with it. You are caught there, like unable to really move too much, as this thing moves off in the distance and curves and U-turns rather sharply. The way it turns, kind of like, because this looks like an imposing craft, right? So the way it turns, it looks like that's fleeing from something. And you turn back around, and like, what is that? What could that possibly be fleeing from? And you turn back around, and the best way for me to describe this to you as a person, the way we understand how these things look, is what would be the abscess of light and the bending of light and gravity, of which could possibly designate the suggestion of the location of a black hole behind you. And it is like it's like on the periphery of a black hole, things like bend and warp, and you see that like not too off in the distance, but it is getting bigger and closer. And dissimilar from the way we understand black holes, this sends out slowly but surely these tendrils out that also bend light. And it almost appears to be like almost encapsulating your entire periphery as tendrils begin to, of like black hole gravity just kind of like turn out and appear to just be kind of like devouring the space and the light that it is in that entire section or quadrant and slowly moving its way until your entire periphery is blotted out by just nothingness. All the stars of what light could have been reaching you is now blocked out. A asteroid or whatever, maybe some sort of floating rock or something, you don't know how far away, how close it is. Perspective is entirely warped here. Just is absorbed into this thing and like just turns into dust and then slowly dissipates and becomes part of this thing. And it continues to grow as it devours the constituent material. And you find yourself, in a moment, as soon as your periphery is filled with this blackness, standing in that familiar scenario where you feel like you're standing in like a centimeter of water among a stretch of absolute Vanta black in all directions, and nothing's there and nobody's there. This is where the lectern would appear, that kind of deal, and it's not there and there's nothing there. And you get a sense, like inside, like a voice inside you is saying, "Are you happy now?" And you wake up. You are immune to fear for today.
Sweet. Let's go hunt a worm.
Are you happy, Log? Are you happy now?
Swallowed by the nothing.
I mean, you just ate a really smart book today, so...
Really, the only one who knows that is Eleazar.
That's true.
Yep.
All right, you wake up. Guys, it's the 29th of High Lock. We made it.
Woohoo!
We made it.
We're level 8 now?
So, a couple things. What's Conk's passive perception?
I don't think he has.
Actually, what's his
special.
just active perception?
No, he's +5. So 15, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And would the familiars also need to make a check?
Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I just wanted to know a couple. Okay, that's fine. All right. Do you wake up? It is the 29th of High Lock. Good morrow. I'm just going to double check my lunar calendar here.
One more day.
Yeah, one more day till heart roll.
One day more.
We're only a day away.
Another day, another destiny. In the road of the cow.
Well, when we have to track, when we can roll the hearts, if we miss it, we can't roll again for another 3 days.
The dream of day has gone by.
3 days from there, so it's just more missing time.
No, I remember
changes the
saying we had to keep track of it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if we missed a day, we would just lose a day. We roll on that day.
Okay. Either way.
Okay. So, you wake up on the 29th. The day is yours. What'd you like to do?
The three of us have an errand to run.
Yep.
Great. Yeah, we're going to fast track that because
Okay.
this isn't something that's going to take a whole lot of role play or roles necessarily. You guys head over to the Canny Canary.
Go by the Whispering Wall first.
Yeah,
Pick
because
up Pernilla.
we all go back there first in the morning and pick up Pernilla.
Yeah, you guys can go there, grab a bite to eat, and pick up Pernua.
Mage
to
armor,
see if our
good
room was
berries.
violated during the night.
She prodded somebody with her staff. Like somebody came to like pick her spot, and he's like, it's my turn. And she's like, you really want to play that card with me? And that was pretty much it.
You don't know. You can try and kill me, but you don't know what'll happen.
It was more like, hey, your time's up. It's my turn. And she's like, oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it?
You'd be like, go ahead, there's something in there.
Yeah, yeah. All right, go ahead. Put
It's an
your
empty
eyes on
room.
this thing. But other than that, she didn't really have too much to report. There are a couple things she heard of. A lot of political talk. So much so that she's not too much of a politician. She's not really into that too much. A lot of political talk. So much so that all she can tell you is that people are starting to choose sides, and quickly, and it is a lot. And there's quite a bit of political talk. There's not too much for her to like keep track of who's doing what. She didn't really pay too much attention to that as much as, right? Is a lot of like the private talk now has rather than geared to, oh, I like that pot pie we had last week. It's, oh, what do you think of Mortanic? Oh, what do you think of Oval? Oh, what do you think of Harak? It's now like you and a lot of other people and the current situation have geared a lot of people's minds toward thinking about politics. For example, let me give you a little bit more of a relative so you can understand how it is. I think it was like 60 or so odd years ago in the 40s or the 20s or something like that. I guess that was 80 years ago now. The political parties in our world were so similar that people had difficulty choosing which one because they didn't really have any differences as to what they were trying to represent, compared to today where they're so disparate that people are very strong in their beliefs and staunch on one or the other. So it is starting to kind of like make that move, but far faster. As far as like people are starting to politically believe in certain things or politically take sides much faster, and have a more staunch stance on certain things. That's all that Pernua can really tell you, is that you and the current scenario have essentially divided the people.
Yay.
You're not all supporting that one clan anymore.
Okay. What would you like to do? You grab a bite, you head out, you head over to the Canny Canary. You three head over to the Canny Canary. Hello?
Hi, we're here for the master class.
And to work on those scrolls so we can exchange for paper and ink,
You wrote it down.
Yes, yes, you have.
Oh,
it.
yes.
Yes.
Moots
Yep, that's me.
and bagels.
Yep, that's him.
I think I smudged it when I went to sleep.
That's okay.
Oh, right. Fingers, toes,
Yes.
hands, knees. Got it. Wonderful. Head, shoulders. Okay, we got it. Yes, masterclass time. Everybody sit down. Shut up. Don't shut up.
wait.
Talk. What?
I mean, I'm not joining.
Shh.
I'm not.
Shh. She was making scrolls for you.
Yeah, we were exchanging. I'm just doing it at the same time. These guys. Can I?
Sorry, I didn't mean to shush you.
Thank you. It's okay. I know it's
Mumbo jumbo. She was gonna make
Oh,
you some
mumbo
mumbo.
gumbo.
I'm the
Yeah, you
mumbo
got
gumbo.
it. The
Yeah.
mumbo gumbo.
Yeah. Can I just take?
What's it? What?
I'll just go over there.
You wanted the paper, right?
Yeah, I'm doing.
Here's
the
a crate of paper. Just deal with it.
Cool. All right.
She just hands you this big old crate of paper.
We had
There's so
we-
much paper.
Yeah, we had worked out 180 gold worth.
She doesn't care how much you take. She appears entirely uninterested. She just gives you a
temptation.
crate full of paper. She's
temptation.
just like, here, do. I don't care.
All right.
Nutrition.
I have so much crap.
do what Log would do.
In this situation,
Yes.
be logged.
Are we?
She just-
sorry.
Shenny right now.
She
Are we
puts
really
a-
going to take
Here's what
advantage
we do.
of another old shopkeeper?
I know that's the thing.
She takes a big wooden crate
Log would do.
full of
Hard
paper.
karma, though.
She shoves it into your person to hold, and then she just moves past you and starts setting up dogs.
Is it taking
Stop.
advantage if she's presenting to you? Just give it.
Well, yeah, that's like, is it taking
mean-
advantage if the person doesn't know what it's worth, which is what we did in Midheim.
Yeah,
You know, this
it's
is real simple. Do what law. It's real simple. He's a part of the team. Sometimes you have to live vicariously through one another.
Yeah.
You know, you,
Except
you
for
leave
laws
a
trying
little
to
bit of
pretend to
paper,
be
you
a
know,
deity and
also-
stole paper.
Right.
Also on the back, so
He gave you the Caesar Milan thing.
yeah. All right, I'll work, and then see if it's a lot of extra trouble, and then we'll see how much Drasheni takes.
That shit works. That stuff works. Oh, you're done. Okay. Great. You and Cole are here for the prosthetics masterclass.
Yes.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. She uses a bunch of non-technical terminology here. Like, it's not clinical. It is her
Mumbo
own
jumbo.
terms that she has made up to understand stuff because she's entirely self-taught, correct? So here's what I'm going to have you do. I'm going to have both of you roll an intelligence check to see how much of this information you can understand and absorb. Being as you are a tinkerer, you can absolutely do a tinkering check plus you're using your intelligence modifier.
Enhance ability.
You got it. You sure?
I have to throw like a +5 at him.
Take the coffee grounds from this morning's coffee and I mix it into a little thing. And my
Okay,
mind's
you got
just
it.
going like a hummingbird this morning. Tinkering check? 28.
28.
Intelligence check, right?
Yes.
18.
18 is pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
So she's like, you take the Hoosawatsit and put it on the Dinglefanger, and then take the Doobledonger and make sure that you attach it for
Did he say the doppelganger?
the Doobledonger.
Oh.
The Doobledonger. And you make sure that it's attached through an Ammonite's chassis through the orb-like holding.
Are
Understand?
you sure you're not a gnome? Like in another life
What?
and like you polymorphed into this?
Hey, don't flatter me while I'm working.
Okay.
And make sure you take the
Thirsty old woman.
Duple flanger.
Okay.
The duple flanger, not the duple ganger, but the duple flanger.
Gotcha.
And
Yep.
insert force slot doors peg A into slot B. And make sure that the turn is concluker-wise.
Slot A into slot B?
Slot, yes, double slots
Okay.
with the peg being it's a double nipple peg that you use to attach them. That's what it's called. It's called a double nipple. Don't laugh at me, you child.
I'm not laughing.
It's Drasheni snickering in the other.
Yeah.
over in the corner.
Maybe you make sure that you turn it concluker-wise.
Conclucal.
Concluker-wise.
Okay.
Full conclucal or half conclucal?
Quarter concluker.
Okay.
Quarter concluker-wise. Quarter concluker. If you go any more quarter than quarter concluker-wise, you're going to end up with a stripped quadruple dank. And you don't want to end up with a stripped quadruple dank, because if it's a stripped quadruple dank, you might as well throw the whole thing out and start from kaflikapuk.
As we're going, I'm making a lexicon of what these words mean.
Yeah.
Cole's just kind of like piecing it together from where she's
It's very
pointing
Dr.
from the
Seuss.
hand.
Yeah.
So you guys finish the master class. Here's what I'm going to say for the both of you is that you now have, despite the very odd vernacular, a in-depth understanding as to how to connect machined parts, or at least mechanical parts, to biological musculature,
Okay.
which is in itself a feat understanding the contextual references of a nervous system.
I do have one question for her.
Sure.
Does this need to be done with a fresh wound, or can you take an older wound and reopen and attach?
Oh, you don't have to reopen the wound. You just have to attach. See, the whole body, whether it's like a limb that's been cut off 100 years ago or whatever, it still has kaflucal nervadues, and then you don't have to worry about
that because they're already there. So it's every piece just needs to made tailor-made to the person that needs it. So
Makes
it just,
sense. Thank you.
Yeah, once it's custom made, it doesn't really matter. You don't. What kind of frank science do you think I'm doing? Where you have to open back up? No, it's just
Do you have
grotesque and torturous.
on a totally different note?
Yes.
Any secrets to making the smaller things better? I noticed you're very, very good at that.
Oh, you like my handiwork?
Yes,
I'm very good with my hands
I can
and
tell.
my teeth.
Why did you throw in the teeth?
Do you tinker with your teeth? That seems like it
I
would
use
be
it
tough
as
on
an
you.
extra hand when I need
Like,
to.
seems like it'd be very easy
4
to chip.
screwdrivers, you know.
Oh, okay. The tools.
The tools, yes,
Yeah,
the tools.
okay.
What about the tools? What do you want? What is your question?
Tips on making the small things as strong as you do.
Oh,
He wants the small
Oh.
pieces to work well and not be
practice, I
Okay.
guess.
That's fair.
He wants to strengthen the small.
Is there any? You don't have any secret like forging technique for your small doodads and
Well-
thingamajigs?
How often do you have to replace these
Do you-
parts once they're on?
Do you make them really big and then shrink them down?
No. They're made to order as the size they are. They're just a good magnifying glass, good dexterity. Treasure your fingers. Treasure your fingers. Treasure your teeth, because they won't be there forever. They're good for holding on to things.
Okay.
I'd say in order to make small certain metals malleable but also firm and staunch and stable, I'd say the best way is to you see a lot of craftsmen and forgers cook their metals until they're red hot so they can start hammering into them. And you don't need it. You don't need that hot. Don't need to be that hot. Sometimes just the air of your breath or a little bit of like a warm over a little bit of fire. You don't need to make it glow. It just needs to be a little warm to help make it a little bit more flexible. And in order to keep it that flexible, in order to keep... You all right?
I'm fine.
All right, well, stay on task.
I'm sorry.
I'm not paying you for nothing. And so I help us to find that salt water is really good at keeping certain things at a certain temperature because it holds the temperature better than just fresh water does.
Low heat, salt water,
Low heat salt water.
good dexterity.
So warm, very, very, very warm salt water is good at keeping things malleable. So sometimes I actually have this tank that I do. It's kind of made of glass. It has salt water. Where I just put my hands in these little glove things and I put it in the salt water and I put my hand facing it. So I actually work with these metals completely submerged in warm salt water.
Okay.
Yes, it really helps. It also infuses the sodium into the metals, and as long as they're not ferrous or they don't rust, it also helps while they're bending and their pores open, increase their structural integrity.
Okay.
Those little gears.
Does that make sense? Oh, I can't forget. Don't forget to put ash or charcoal into the water
Okay.
in order to make sure it's saturated with carbon.
Yep.
Those little gears and everything. Like I see him do it. How often do those have to be replaced, or do they wear it out, or anything like that?
Being in the prosthetics,
Yes.
if you don't punch a wall for a living, you won't have they'll outlive you.
Any particular sort of lubrication in there at all too?
Oil,
Huh?
it's fine.
Perfect.
Well, whatever you have on hand. Lotion,
Jelly.
jelly. That's sticky.
It'll work for a little while and then it'll just gum everything up.
How are you doing over there?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm almost done with the extra figures you were asking for making it like fun and cute on the backside.
Oh,
How
yes,
the
of course.
instruction to do it.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's necessity.
right. I'm adding extra like funny faces on them and stuff. It's
Funny faces.
Well,
Woo.
you know, you've got to make the
I
funny
love
faces
the
while you
funny
do it.
faces. You know, all this new generation is all about the funny faces. I just
Have you sent the bird out yet?
What?
The advertising
Oh.
bird.
The tweeter.
The tweeter, yeah.
The tweeter.
Have you tweeted yet?
I believe that I
Twitter?
fell asleep as soon as you left.
Oh. So it was a good nap?
It was a very good nap.
Good.
I guess it wasn't a nap. It was more like a full-on sleep.
Okay.
Scared to sleep 12 hours.
That's fair.
Yeah. We'll do it. We'll do it. I'm ready.
You test
what was
it
the
out.
thing that we said again? Come to Kenny Canaries. Fuck, I don't remember. Don't worry about it. I have it written down somewhere. I'll find it.
It was a good one.
It was a very good one.
That's all I remember.
What else were we doing today?
That was it for us, I think.
Sure, I had some oranges.
Oranges?
What? Some
What?
oranges.
For what?
Something. Some oranges in town. I wanted to get some oranges. I don't remember. It's okay. Well, that's the masterclass. Thank you for coming. Don't forget your flubel crank and your gobbledygoobadook. Okay?
Won't forget.
She just hands you an Allen wrench. There you go.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Don't forget. Enjoy. Well, you know. Peace be with you. I don't know your denomination.
And here's those 2 scrolls. Is the gobbledygook, you know, the...
Oh, this helps me change my tweeter.
No, remember, we talked about this helps you figure out what something is or what kind of magic is on it.
Ooh, okay.
And then the other one is like you can read
So
any
I
sort of
just
language.
say the words.
Yeah, just follow the cool
I can't
little
read this.
No, the diagram on the back I wrote in common. You're fine.
Oh, okay, cool. Kalamazoo,
Don't say it now. Don't say it now.
Okay.
The scroll will disappear when you.
Oh, it's one-time use.
It is,
Ooh.
but you know, still very useful, and you can
I'll
sell
save
it.
this for a rainy day.
It's a good sized pocket you got there.
Gets bigger as you grow older.
Oh, I guess that's a plus side of the aging, I suppose.
Deeper, not bigger.
Wash your mouth. So fresh.
Okay, so here's the leftover paper. Back to you. I rolled for it to see if Trishani would take more than the bargain, and she was just so close, but it was so entertaining just overhearing what was going on in the master class that she took exactly the amount that was bargained for.
Okay.
So
Thank you for your
Can
time.
I help you with anything else?
Find out how much half and half is.
Half and half.
like milk.
No, he's being disgusting.
I don't want to know. Can I help you with anything else?
I don't think so for right
Why
now.
are you looking at that paper like you're going to fuck it?
That was aggressive.
You right?
Okay, like I didn't think I was projecting that much. That I was that.
When you
excited.
get to be my age, whew, let me tell you, nothing gets by these old eyes.
It's just I can make more of what I just did for you.
Should have got
So
over the
I'm
paper.
just excited about
See?
that venture. It's like if you were to get the whoosy what's it or gobbledygook extra parts. Yeah. And like
Okay.
just and you could do something with them, right? So
That paper is to her what like gears and springs and Google flyers
You want
are
more
to us.
paper?
I am always looking for more paper, but we made a deal before. It's just I don't have
Do you
money
want
to
to
pay.
buy more paper?
I don't have actual money for you right now, though. I am a poor wizard.
How much do you want for the rest of the crate?
What?
How much do you want for the rest of the crate?
Rest of the crate? What do you got?
I'll give you 150 gold for it.
150 gold.
I don't know how much is there. I don't know paper.
Yeah, how much is-
I don't want gold. I want something.
Oh, I don't have some things to
Oh.
give. I'm sorry.
I want something. I like things. You know, gold is great and wonderful, but things.
I traded you the last of my things yesterday.
I find that hard to believe. What
Did you
kind
eat-
of traveling tinker are you?
Did you
A
eat,
poor one. I'm just starting out.
did you eat yet today?
Did I eat yesterday? I don't remember.
Are you full?
Of what?
Maybe? I don't think so. You're
Disgusting.
I can give you, basically enough food for today for maybe like a few more sheets of paper. It'd be okay.
okay. That sounds fine. What else you
See
got?
what sticks.
Yep.
Duh. I mean, I can do more cute drawings.
What do you have? I need materials. What do you have?
I've only been on the road for 3 months.
Special bookmarks from yesterday.
Only 3 months.
Yes.
And you're out of things.
I'm collecting things.
worry, they're not
I don't
back
have
to
things to give
schools.
away
Awesome.
Oh, so you're keeping things.
for now.
Mm,
I don't have enough things that I can keep giving them away, or I wouldn't have any things left.
everything has a price. What do you have?
Start. Ooh, I have this jar full of insects.
Ooh.
Boots.
Do they glow in the dark?
No, but they will put you to sleep.
Or do you?
That's perfect. I love to sleep.
You really
How
don't
long?
want these bugs. I promise you.
You're not there. Oh wait, yes you are.
Yes.
Yeah,
Why don't I want the bugs?
they'll maybe a little too asleep. More like
Oh, they're gonna kill me.
No.
Make it.
They,
could.
if you get bit too many times, it could be too much sleeping medicine, and you could never wake up.
They're sleepy peepers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to take one fly in the evening, not like 5
Sleepy peepers.
flies,
Okay,
yeah.
so just like one at a time.
Yes.
Yes.
Are you going to be able to do one at a time since they're in a jar?
She's got a little.
She pulls out her hand and it like splits into like 13 different forceps.
I think I can deal with it.
Okay. Didn't realize they were that complex when you were.
Yeah,
taking
it's
the
like that
class.
whole Ghost in the Shell. Like
Yeah.
The finger. They all like split out.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think I can deal with it. Yeah. This
Okay,
is
then, yeah.
Sleepy peepers for some
this
paper.
is great. That's one of my favorite things. Ever since I turned
Make-
139, my favorite thing, sleeping.
Make sure once you just
Naps.
grab
I
one.
got you.
Naps.
Lid back on.
Oh, I will. No, I'll actually design an entire dispenser specifically meant to only grab one creature at a time. I'll put the jar upside down. I'll put it into the dispenser. I'll tinker the whole thing. You look at this. Come on.
Okay.
You want? I'll take your bugs.
His
For the paper?
Yeah,
he makes
well,
a lot
how
of
many-
explosions.
How
I'm
many
not sure if
papers?
that's how everybody works.
Let's see.
I don't know how much paper is in that.
Roll persuasion check. Roll persuasion check.
Jeez.
Motherfucker.
What'd you get?
5.
Great. Nat 1 for.
I did.
Oh my!
I did stop fighting them. Can I make a roll to help?
2.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to like intercede as they start fumbling over each other.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
give it a
like,
shot.
no, I mean, you could get the berry. No,
I mean, you're going to give us the whole crate.
You don't want the jar. You want this berry.
There we go. 22.
22.
thanks, Bard.
All right, so Zemdak is just like, and Trishani's like, but you like the berry, no?
Right.
And then you step in, realizing that. What do you say? Stepping in, realizing that these people
If
have.
you've got that perfect
stalled.
contraption, I know that these bugs would be perfect for you. That would be the best thing if you're going to design that contraption that you said. It'd be perfect for what you're looking for. Just the bugs would be awesome.
Rube MacGyver machine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the people that we you stole the bugs for? Coming through your shop and seeing the bugs floating there. You're fine. I'm not there.
You're not there. This is phantom angel on my shoulder saying things I don't understand. Don't like the angel.
It's the relative of the grammar dove.
If you listen to the angel, would you have made all these fun contraptions?
Angels, honestly,
The angel's always like, keep it safe. Don't poke the
too
bear.
much. They're too much.
Don't insult the dragonborn.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
I like you. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck the angels.
Fuck the angels.
I mean, don't actually fuck the angels.
Unless they're consenting, and they want to do
I
it.
don't want asymmetrical.
Bugbearers are evil. Like, all those things.
What?
Sorry. Personal thing.
Sounds like you're projecting. You want the crate? It's yours.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Do you need a bag?
Thank you.
Do you need a bag?
For a crate?
Oh no! You keep the bag. Keep the bag for later. Save it for another customer who needs a cool cloak like the one you got me yesterday. It'll be great.
You tell me you're writing down the
I knew I went into that joke on purpose, but it ended up being funnier than I thought. Oh my god!
Did you at least write down the time on this one?
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
Oh.
All right. Enjoy your paper.
Thank you. Yeah.
He pulls out another crate of paper and puts it up on stock.
I just look at it, just dreaming of dreams.
Are you one of those origami fetish people?
Origami.
I'm not. I wouldn't call it
She definitely has a
fetish.
paper fetish. I wouldn't know if it's. I don't.
That's
say
what I
it's
meant.
An
Like
origami
paper fetish. Are you into that thing? Does it hurt?
Paper cuts for days.
Must hurt.
I did some crazy stuff back in school,
Been there,
just
done
once.
that.
But just a little bit. But it's fine. It's fine. You kind of. If you want
Honey,
to try it, I've got a
honey,
good
listen,
suggestion.
Don't be ashamed. I totally understand. I tried to make a machine once.
Didn't work out.
Let's just say I
Or
should
too
have
well?
sanded it down a little better.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Splinters in bad
Ouch.
places.
Well, I guess that's why we continue.
Oh, not
to...
wood, metal.
Ooh, worse.
Should have used the angle grinder a little more. Anyway,
I guess that's why we continue to innovate. Yes. Or-
innovate. Well, pleasure doing business with you. Enjoy your crate of fetish paper.
Do you know where we could find some oranges?
Oranges. Oh, oranges. Right. Oranges. Why do I... Oranges.
You mentioned them before.
Right. Oranges. What is it? Market. Oh, down to the market. I heard there was people coming into town with fresh oranges. One of the crossroads with the smell of oranges and jasmine. Do you could get me some oranges? Or do you... It's okay. It's fine.
Okay.
You don't have to get me oranges. I'm really great at knowing where the flubble doobles go with the cranky doodies.
But everything else is...
It's become... It's gone. It's gone. That's fine, really, because I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't need to know what day it is. What day is it? No, I don't need to know. It's fine.
Flingly dong of the flingle dangle.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well, is there anything I can do to help? Or
I think you've helped quite a bit.
I think it's time for a nap.
Yeah,
Sure.
Nap time for sure.
Nap time.
And if we need something else, we know where you are.
I'm gonna get right on building a bug dispenser so
Yeah.
I can go to sleepy nap whenever I want to. You know what the best I've heard of some of you gobbledy googity woobly woobadoos
Are you talking to me?
The one that do the kubudu.
The mumbo jumbo.
Oh, the mumbo jumbo?
jumbos.
Okay,
Yeah,
sure.
the ones
yeah.
that do the mumbo
The
jumbos.
gumbo mumbo, yeah.
You do the mumbo jumbos. I heard that you can put people to sleep with the mumbo jumbos.
I've heard of some people being able to do that. I haven't cracked it quite yet. but,
Best mumbo jumbo I've ever heard of in my life. Best mumbo jumbo, hands down. What else do you need?
I mean, there's lots of things.
I
I
mean,
could
but
really list them out.
What
for
else
you,
do
but-
I need? Mumbo jumbo, sleep. Perfect. That's all I need. If I could fall asleep like that,
Well, you can with these flies.
That's
Just one.
the idea.
Just one, though, at the
just
time.
one.
Just one at
Got
a
it.
time.
One. Can I reuse them? I'll figure it out.
Okay.
You might want to write that down.
Yeah.
Just one?
Like, put a little tape a note to the.
I'll
Just
take,
one. At a time.
I'll take the ink that I had and just put like one only on.
You got it. You got it. I've been around this long. You think I'd make the stupid mistake to kill myself with sleepy flies? Come on. Come on. Get out of here.
I'd rather not be responsible.
Get out of here.
I'd rather
No,
not
get
be
out of here.
responsible.
Leave.
One sleepy
Alright.
fly puts you in good dreams. 2 sleepy flies put you into deep sleep.
Deep sleep.
3 sleepy flies puts you in a sleep you will never wake up from.
Well, I'll save
nice
that
meeting
for a
you,
time where it's
Calcanisius.
necessary. Yeah. Well, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Enjoy your nap.
You too.
Enjoy your nap.
Oh, so sweet.
Door opens and the cuckoo beat goes off.
Yeah.
You guys leave. What were the rest of you doing?
DM before.
I know.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing?
I stayed back in the room to just relax for the day.
You got it. Feet up.
Feet
Ready. You're just like
armor
biding your time, ready to extort this dude.
up. Yep.
Yeah,
Just wait.
You got it.
Think about all the money
What
I
about
can
you,
get.
Log?
Where are we gonna go to the stoneworm dude?
Were you gonna do that without everyone else?
I don't know. What else are you doing?
I was gonna go look for a cold flight.
The amulet.
Okay, cool. I have 2 things. Where's my mouse? There it is. I have 2 things. One. Kenton, I'm sorry. Arius, as you're traveling through the city,
I think you need to make that deal too.
I don't know what you guys struck with one drunken night.
you know what? It goes both ways. If you get Chiron get wrong one more time, I get something too. Okay, if you fuck up my NPCs, like, come on.
We do it a lot of times on purpose.
That was actually me.
It was like just Demetrius.
Yeah, it was just me with the
Okay, ready? So, here we go.
And some of us come up with nicknames for your NPCs.
2 things. With your passive perception as you're traveling through the city looking for the cold flame, just like spending the time, because you know the master class is going to take a couple hours. You've got a couple hours to kill. You're doing so. I'll get back to that. Give me a moment. I'm going to do your thing. But first, I want you to roll something for me. I want you to roll an investigation check because you're searching for something called the cold flame. And then tell me what in a minute. Don't tell me just quite yet. Log, what are you doing?
I'll stay back and I'll work my balls again.
Could we
Nope.
be a little bit more...
No.
No.
Thought I'd ask.
got the PP.
He could work with his balls.
On his
work
balls?
On his balls.
Yeah.
He could work to prepare his balls, to learn his balls, to master his balls.
21. Can roll his
21,
balls
that's a
around if he
success.
wants.
I think it's the master of the balls. That's
That's...
Yeah.
Okay. Can someone please roll the heavy percentile die?
ooh.
This one?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Do you want me to roll it?
Sure.
Whoever you want to roll.
40.
A dragon comes down from the sky.
No. No. I mean, maybe. What's sky?
Through the tunnel.
From the rock.
The major guy.
Right. Surprise.
Trisheni, in this crate of paper you have, as you're moving through it, this appears to be 640 gold worth of paper.
Jesus. Yes.
Thank you.
This woman appears to have, like, the paper is probably the most expensive shit she has, and she has so much of it just because she's stocked, like, kept it. She's such a hoarder that she's kept everything that she's had, and she just.
And she doesn't know the value. Like, she knows the value.
Either
of it,
she,
but, like,
either she,
She
knows
doesn't
about-
care anymore.
She just doesn't
It's-
care. Like, what she's gonna do with it. All she cares about is stuff.
It's that idea of like the guy who has
Sleeping and
like
tinkering.
tons and
Yeah.
tons of a certain thing,
Yeah.
and then you go to him and go, "Oh, you have this? I need this."
Yeah,
Sure, take
she's
one. I don't need it.
technically like materially wealthy, but
Yeah.
she doesn't live like that because she doesn't care.
Right,
She
she
just
wants-
wants to tinker and nap. That's all
Yeah.
she wants to do, which is kind of very up the alley of that kind of type thing.
Unless we let logs book near your paper, you should be good for a while.
So you have 640. You get 640 gold worth of paper.
What is that?
You're
So I
doing
now
your balls.
have-
You do balls. What'd you
Yeah.
get?
What is that? Like 13 levels of spells?
13. Okay.
Uh,
Plus one.
it depends
That's
on
50
the type
gold,
of,
right?
Yeah, it depends on the level of spell, but I'll double check. I should be good for getting new
A couple of
down.
things. Yeah.
With a natural 20. You are searching the streets, looking for braziers, ice, anything that kind of like aligns up with this cold flame that you're thinking of. And you try to think of like, okay, what if it's figurative? What if it's poetic? What if there's like a riddle I have to solve here? What if it's like something like cold flame, cold flame, cold flame? And you're doing this, and you kind of like wander the streets for like an hour or two. Before you realize that you've kind of like wandered into a little bit more of an area where there's not too many people, and you just feel a hand on your shoulder, and kind of grip you. What do you do?
I'll turn.
There's nobody there.
I'll feel around to see if they're invisible.
You pat something. Hey, the face, please.
Do I recognize the voice? Is Arngrim? Okay.
What the fuck is a cold flame?
Where do I find this cold flame?
You have a lot of work to do, and you have a lot to learn.
Absolutely.
Move, and he just kind of pushes your head. And that's where we're going to end our session. I'm sorry. I know it got a little later than I thought I was going to get, but here we go. Great. So, Wizard got some paper.
Yay!
Finally. A lot of stuff happened. So, like, both a lot of stuff happened and nothing happened at the exact same
Lot
time.
of exposition.
So, a lot of like lore exposition in the beginning, and then it was a lot of like, what do we do with this? What do we do with that at the end? Oh, well, we should save it for the burn end. Save it for the burn ends.
But
So thank you guys so very much for sticking with us and hanging around with us. This has been the Argent Flame, and hofully do your best to see if you can give us a like or subscribe to our channel, and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/diceofages, where you can get access to our moderated and really cool Discord channel where we have all of our recaps and maps and the lore and all the stuff that you possibly could have missed is there, as well as our character art and everything, as well as some of our other content, including like theurgical theory and our post-session talks that we're about to do now. So thank you guys so much. Go over, check it out, help us out, and stay safe out there. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.